What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
At NBS, we believe in banking for life. For over 160 years, we've been a trusted banking provider for generations of locals like you. We know our clients personally and build long-term relationships with them, offering flexibility by giving our staff freedom to make quick decisions to put them first. Experience banking for life with NBS.
Okay, let's get into it. Welcome to the Bay's Joinery Football Focus, your prime source for all things football in the top of the South. I'm Chris Butler, along with my co-host, Ryan. Well, you're definitely skippy this week, Stuart. You think you might have broken your toe?
Yeah, just thinking I'm young again and tried to join in at training, and yeah, it's backfired a little bit. So yeah, X-ray tomorrow. So
I'm going to turn that around a bit. How's that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yep.
X-ray tomorrow, so hopefully... what were you doing?
Not the right thing. That sounds like I just went to kick a ball with my left foot, which probably wasn't a good idea in the first place. But yeah, looks like I've done some damage, so we'll get it sorted.
Definitely due to retirement. Alongside me is Stu Reid, Nelson representative for Mainland Football. Welcome, Stu.
Thanks,
Welcome
Chris.
back, I should say.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice to hear here. And also, well, do we call him a Richmond stalwart or a suburb stalwart?
We can share him.
You can share him.
He's I don't know what.
And you're not gonna pick a side, Paul. No. Mr. Paul Brockie, welcome to the show. Lovely to have you here, mate.
Thanks, Ray.
A big shout out to Bay's Joinery, George Molnar and the team for all your joinery needs. Need to get George on the. He was suburbs too, was he? Did he play? Because he played National League. We need the inside scoop from George. Need to get him in there. That's the problem.
Yeah, 100%.
And also the Turf Hotel, our venue sponsor. On this weekend, the top place for live music. Take Me Out on Friday night. Saturday is Trilogy, and Sunday the Eve Kelly duo. Highly recommended. They're doing a national tour, and they're returning to this venue. So come and check it out. Also, the Hot Wings Challenge is on the board, and you've got the Wall of Flame, which if you manage to eat a kg of hot wings, you get up there. If you don't, they've even put a Wall of Shame up. So we may even have to update that.
Cool.
Yeah. So thanks to Stan and the team.
Brilliant.
In today's episode, we're diving deep into senior men and women's local premiership, the Southern League for both men and women, and updates on international football and the latest from New Zealand football. But first of all, Stu, tell us about your season this year. So you're the Nelson representative for Mainland Football. Is that continuing for you?
Well, my term is actually up in May next month.
Next month.
So all the clubs have been sent out nomination forms if they wish to put somebody else forward. My name has gone back in as well. And so if nominated, I'll more than happy to carry on for another term. And lots of things have changed, obviously, with Val now.
Yeah, now Val no longer with it.
Yeah. Val's moved on to a full-time employment role, which is better for her. She just wasn't able to get those hours with Mainland Football. And the season started last week, so we're full into it, and I'll do everything I can to help until I'm either still carrying on or not.
All right, well, good luck next month. And walking football, so that's still going strong, having a bit of a break for the holidays.
Yeah, we only do it in school terms. So we use the girls' college gym, as you know, in Nelson, and they just close down over the holidays. So we have a break. And for most of the guys that participate at walking football, quite happy to have the odd break. It's a fast-paced game,
It is.
as you know. But all going well.
Yeah.
And we introduced something at the start of this year just to spice things up a little bit. So we have 5 sponsors for walking football.
Wow.
And we've introduced a sponsors league. So we mix up the teams every week. as you know, you turn up and you get thrown in whatever team, and you wear a sponsor's bib, playing bib. But now we represent each week a different sponsor, and whatever team, wherever they finish, that's on a points basis. So the end of term one.
So there's a sponsors league.
So there's a sponsors league. So the end of term one, unfortunately, the gentleman that's with us hit the Sprig and Fern Brewery by 1 point on the final night.
Jeez.
So to take the first,
that's absolute energy at all.
and that was absolute energy.
And so they, so players are going to start paying to be in that particular. Is that how it's going to turn professional?
Actually, what we might do in term two is spice it up even more. Other than Brockie, who doesn't play as much anymore, is that there is actually a representative of all those sponsors within the Walking Football membership. So they're going to play in their sponsors' bib each week. And then the rest of the team will be made up and mixed around.
So there's no bias play.
There's no bias play. So yeah.
All right.
And but if the sponsor can't be there, then they'll have the right to nominate a representative for them.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
it's getting really high tech, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the meeting you guys must have. There must be whiteboards and it's just over a pint.
So we've got 48 active members now.
Right.
And kind of, just it grows a little bit every now and then, but we're not actively out there. We don't want 200 people just yet because we don't have the venue big enough. But 48 active members, and we get around about 30 every week. So it's going well. It's really good.
And you had that tournament as well, Stu, which I think about mentioning. That was brilliant. I've seen some pictures. I was away, unfortunately, I couldn't attend it, but again, he'll know more about it, but it looked awesome.
The first ever international walking football tournament to be held in New Zealand. We had a team from Christchurch. We had two teams from Australia. We had New Zealand football representative came. We had a videographer that came and videoed it. Couldn't keep up with the pace of walking football, but he got the drone out, and we got some really good coverage. It was really, really well run. It was exciting. So the guys from Australia keen to come back and do it at the same time next year. It's around about very good February, March next year. We used the hockey turf actually, so that was a first for the Nelson guys because we never played on artificial turf.
No, it's been wooden floors.
Yeah, wooden floors. Yeah, it was really good. So,
looking forward fantastic. To it.
Yep.
Oh, good stuff. Yep. All right, we're going to come back about the season, but first of all, Paul Brockie, welcome to the show, mate. And yes, you've had the career, even though you can hardly walk at the moment. You in the day, you played quite a bit. So tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you start playing football?
Yeah, I was a suburbs boy, just due to living in Wakatu. So Glen School was my primary school. So a bunch of us, Bruce Edwards, Bruce Mills, and Steve Yates, four of us all biked to Green Meadows, and that's where we hung out. All our youth football was for suburbs.
So I remember as a very young kid, you used to have long blonde flowing locks, so it was curly. And it's true. It's true. I remember watching it.
It was called an afro.
It's another stage of my life.
And so at that point, you were playing Central League then, or was that First Division? So when did you start playing Central League with suburbs?
Yeah, just coming up through the ranks, I suppose, before I went to Christchurch. Yeah. In about 83, I moved to Christchurch and started playing football down there. Yeah. And then I came back to Nelson and went back to suburbs, which is great, Central League or local league, come back into local league actually. And then really strong team, suburbs, were sort of kicking a bit of butt. And I said to Ken Wiley, I said, we probably need to, broaden out the strength of the local Div 1. So I said to Ken, let's go out to Richmond and give them a hand. Yeah, right. And so we became player coaches out there just to try and get a better comp going, which was a great time in those 90s. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, actually, pretty strong First Division side. It built up to be quite strong because some of those other suburbs players also went to Metro, didn't they? And built that club up as well.
Yeah, and I think there might have been 3 Blenheim teams then in Div 1. So it was a really strong comp. There was a battle, every weekend. So travelling more.
That Central League side, give us some of the names that you used to play with in that.
Oh, you'd look at Robbie Cole, Stu Brown, a couple of good mates.
Yeah.
Loved a beer afterwards. Some good trips away with that. And there was really good strong side. Ken Wiley, think back then Russell Aubrey, Gary Walton, Kim Riddle, those really strong Central League. And it was good playing Central League because you just fly over to Wellington and then you get a bus and you be off around the Wellington. I feel a bit for the guys having to flying to Christchurch, but then the busing to Christchurch must have been a nightmare. For those guys getting away on Friday afternoon and back late Saturday night, whatever. So
the Southern League now as well. It's a little bit further too. It's not just Christchurch, it's Skippers.
Not looking forward to Invercargill becoming a powerhouse. So hopefully it never happens.
And tell us, in Christchurch, who did you play for down there?
So I started off with Nomads. Good mate Alan Carville. He came in all white as well. He was playing there. Then went to Western. So Nomads played Western, and the coach of Western, the manager, came up to me and says, "Hey, Brockie, you need to come play for us, mate." So Ron Proven, top guy, good coach. So, and location was fine as well. So it was a 50-50 move from where we were flatting Sawyers Arms Road.
Oh, right.
So that was an awesome club, huge club. And everyone supported the first team. I would go to Dunedin and play, get back Saturday night, 8 o'clock, and the whole club was there waiting for us. So we had a good result. So we did really well. So it was good. Enjoyed it.
And when you came back to Nelson, as you mentioned, back to suburbs, but then out to Richmond. So tell us some of those names in there, because, I mean, there was the Edwards boys, Chris Edwards, Bruce Edwards.
Chris and Bruce, and they were suburbs boys as well. But we just sort of built up a good team. Perry Sennett was a good guy. Rick Mitchell. You look at some really hard players there, And I remember Perry Sennett just smashing a guy and walking to the changing rooms, and Ian Hull's chasing him with a red card, and Perry did not turn around. He goes, "No, I'm out. That guy's annoyed me." So,
but geez, they could score, couldn't they? Those two.
Oh yeah,
talk about strikers.
Yeah, Chris had the height like Pat McKenna. We had a really good team back then. The McKenna boys were playing. I can't remember at the moment, top of my head, but strong team. Really could foot it with all the other Div 1 teams across the top of the south. So,
And Ken Wiley eventually had a couple of runs in National League. I remember he was on the bench, and just about the whole club Richmond turned up on the sideline, and he got subbed on, and all the Reds stood up and cheered.
Actually, we had Steve Woodvine out there too at Richmond for a while. He's pretty well travelled around the local scene, old Woody. But he liked his own rub downs and smelling all the gear and that, old Woody.
He was a great player, wasn't he?
As old man was too.
He's playing Masters for Wakefield, I think, this year. So he's probably still asking for those rub downs.
Going.
Yes, still going.
The other thing is one of your sons has done very well in football, Jeremy. So what's he up to these days?
So Jeremy left South Africa in 2020, finished his contract. Jess got out pretty early with the COVID. She got back to Townsville, where she's from, took the kids back there. Jeremy followed. We got the last international flight out of Joburg to Sydney. Then all the airlines stopped. So he's up there. He started his own football academy, which is really good. He's got probably about 6 or 8 age groups, and he's bringing 3 teams to Christchurch in July.
Oh, wow.
The national tournament. So,
awesome.
Which is really good. So he's been invited, and so he's bringing some teams over, which would be really cool to get him back in Christchurch, where he was born as well. So, So we're planning a few things down there. I think, getting some parents together. They're staying at the Commodore, so there'll be more to come out with that. So like Q&A night, so just about his career, I suppose, which is been quite exciting.
Well, for those that don't know, some of the teams that he's played for, so obviously Richmond, but did he have a stint with Suburbs?
Yeah. He went to George and said, "George, I want to play Southern League." And he was 15 or 14, and he turned up at training, and he got a little taste on a away trip. He took the boys away and got some goals, and became a regular starter with. And Bigsy was coaching them too, I think.
Mainland League.
Yeah, Mainland. Yeah. So it just grew from that, then into federation stuff, and then New Zealand Knights had to have 3 under 20s in 2005. So he was identified through whatever means, and went up there and got an opportunity because they were so poor, and he ended up top equal goal scorer. So with 4 goals, that's how good they were. But but that launched him into Sydney FC, and then on from that. So he's done well.
So he's played Phoenix, and also obviously All Whites as well.
Yeah, he managed 51 caps for the All Whites, which is not many guys get that much, which is pretty cool from a little boy from Nelson. So he's pretty proud of that. Olympics, World Cup coming on against Paraguay. 2010, which was a highlight.
Yeah, and Brazil. Remember the game against Brazil?
He's played against Brazil and Confederations Cup as well, like Italy and things like that. Ryan Nelson, Toronto FC, got a loan stint there after top goal scoring in the A-League. Toronto wanted to buy him out, but Fence said no, he's not for sale.
So when he was at Newcastle, was he at the Jets? And then
he's been at the Jets. Before that, he was with the Fury, North Queensland Fury.
Yeah.
In the A-League, and then that's where he broke his leg. That was World Cup, and got through that, and Ricky picked him. So, so he's had Sydney, North Queensland Fury, the Jets, and Phoenix. That's his A-League team.
Still a career, and a chance to catch up with him, perhaps in the near future. So that'll be on the Facebook page somewhere when he's arriving. You're talking about, was that Christchurch or is he coming to Nelson?
No, he won't be able to get up here.
Oh, so being Christchurch.
Yeah, he'll be there for 2 weeks probably.
Right.
Over the age groups, they got every.
Yeah.
So that's the Christchurch International.
Yeah, CAC. Yeah, which is brilliant.
Held out at Christchurch United.
Yeah, cool. Yaldhurst.
Yeah,
the football centre. Yeah.
Owner of Absolute Energy, quick plug for them. So basically tell us what you do, but also Healthy Homes.
So one of the products we do is the Warm Kiwi Homes, which is the installation subsidies via ECA. So there's money still there. We're encouraging people to get and use it. Just we never know what's going to happen with the budget. National might pull it. Got a good feeling it will still stay there. So there's a whole lot of there's not a lot of T's and C's around it, but if you think you're in, give us a call. Call down Absolute Energy. So in that moment, Troy's stepped up. He's CE now of the business, so I'm stepping back. So all the shit stuff's falling on his desk.
Well, what's he going to do with all this free time?
Well, he's going to make a comeback to walking football.
Is he? That's the goal.
I might need a masseuse there or something. But anyway, so Troy's really done a great job there, and I'm there for him. And we're just embarking on big renovations in Pascoe Street, which are very cool, which he's driving. So, there's lots of good stuff going on there.
Great. Good stuff. Check them out. Absolute Energy. All right, let's get on to senior football updates brought to you by Sheehan Financial, KiwiSaver Insurance and Financial Planning, and Nelson Pine Senior Women's Premiership. And let's look at some of the results. FC Nelson Diamonds going down 6-0 to the Golden Bay Shield Maidens. Motueka Angels 9-0 from Nelson Suburb Swans. So Swans winning there. Spring and Fern Tahuna Breakers going down 7-0 to Hothouse Creative Richmond Foxes, and Nelson Suburbs FC Women's SPL Reserves. Geez, Neil will be happy with that, won't he? With some up and comers for the Southern lead 6-1 over the Mapua Cougars. So some big scores there, but Stewie, only the first round, and tell us about how the women's season's looking so far.
Yeah, well, the Gitcars FC Nelson Diamonds only put their team together on Friday.
Yeah,
they'd been really struggling to get a side together, but the call for help went out to all the clubs, and all the clubs really got together. Lots of teams have bigger squads, so we're able to kind of ask and encourage some girls to go out and help the Nelson team, which is, it was a real shame because FC Nelson had 2 women's teams last year and they very nearly had none. They were very, very close to pulling that Diamonds team out completely, but it's come together. And I wouldn't look too much on that result for the first round. I think Phil from FC, Skip, you can clarify this as well. I think he said there's 4 girls that have never played football in their lives. So they'll get better. They'll be okay.
And you look at Golden Bay Shield Maidens last year and the improvements they've had and this, this weekend doing it comprehensively. Let's look at the draw, Skip. Hothouse Creative Foxes taking on Motueka Angels.
Yeah, tough start from up at the Motueka, to be fair, with last week's game, but then have to go to the Foxes this week. So, yeah, it'll be another hard one for them. But hopefully they can rally together and try to do their best. But again, the Foxes are a good side, so yeah.
All right, Brockie, we're not going to hold you to it, but Nelson Suburbs Reserves taking on Spring and Fern Tahuna. So they had a big win against Mapua Cougars, and the Breakers doing it tough last week against Richmond.
Yeah, well, I do like Spring and Fern beer.
So there you go. He's going for Tahuna.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and one of them.
Sorry, it's good.
That's all right. And also one of them works with Mark. I
Must be
remember her name, but
Okay.
so she's a sponsor of the show. So we'll pick Tahuna back out there. The Nelson Suburb Swans taking on Nelson Diamonds. So I'd imagine Get Cars Nelson Diamonds will improve this week.
Yeah, this could be the game of the round, I reckon. If the Diamonds get themselves together, because they will have some experience in the team, and I think, there's a couple of girls that stayed there that scored quite a few goals for FC last year. So if they can come together, the Swans, I think, have a different team makeup most weeks. So they're kind of one of those teams that doesn't quite know what squad they're going to have between other commitments. So I think it's going to be close. I think the Swans will still take it probably, but I don't think it'll be as big a scoreline as last week.
And then we've got the Cougars, Mapua Cougars, taking on the Golden Bay Shield Maidens at Mapua Domain. The Shield Maidens away again. I'm going to pick the Golden Bay Shield Maidens. They look pretty strong this year. Nelson Pine Men's Premiership Division 1. The result, Smith & Sons Richmond, new sponsor. So well done to Richmond for that. Going down 6-1 to Nelson Karenni. So Karenni starting off with a hiss and a roar. Rangers 2-2 with Nelson Suburbs reserves. That must have been a good match. FC Nelson first doing it. Well, I don't think the score reflects because probably the last 10 minutes FC went 3-0 up. So a lot of that game, it was quite end to end. So, but FC did it in the end against Tahuna, and the Golden Bay Goats, good win, 4-1 over Motueka. They'll be very happy about that.
The Goats love that name.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, this weekend, Skippy, the Rangers taking on Richmond. It's over the hill.
Over the hill. We talk about this. You never know what's going to happen over there. So yeah, I think again, knowing Richmond, I think they're a young squad this year. So again, I think they'll get rid of that result in the first one, and I think they'll go over there and try their best to upset the apple cart and force Rangers into a battle. And I think again, if they can do that, I think they'll have a chance at getting a result over there. The young sides, if you can get their tails up, I think they can get a result. So
you're picking Richmond.
No, I'm not picking them. I just think it'll be a lot tougher. I think it's going to be a lot tougher.
Yeah.
It
won't be a walkover. Okay, we've got Sprig and Fern Tahuna taking on the Golden Bay Goats. Now, you like the beer on one side, but you like the name on the other. Paul.
I did watch Richmond on the weekend, and sure, they're a young side, but they're just a couple of players short, which I think we're going to get a bit more experience there. And they just got a bit overwhelmed by the guys, the young guys there. They're pretty skilled in that, so they didn't really get on top of them, so they let them play their game, which unfortunately didn't quite go their way. Anyway, that's football. I'm going to pick a draw there.
Gee, I was wondering when the draws are coming out.
It's going to be a good battle, actually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it will be.
And the Goats, when they travel, they're a great bunch of guys.
Yeah,
they always swing into Richmond on the exit out of the out of the city. Yeah, and just come and say good day. So hopefully, let's go a draw.
They have no expectations for this year. They hadn't planned on being in the first division, but through promotion relegation, they're in it.
Yeah, we spoke about that last week. How they put their hand up, and fair play to them.
And they'll want to prove something. They will be up for that battle. And Tahuna, as Chris and I were talking earlier, Tahuna are one of those sides. They've got just a massive amount of experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't always work.
You're trying to say Brockie for a win there?
No, he's picked the draw.
Just on the game last week, did we clarify if the Motueka Golden Bay is a derby? Or did anyone get back to us on that?
I was surprised. There was no comment.
No.
Skippy called Motueka and Golden Bay being a derby with that.
I watched it actually. I think probably Phil Smith would be the first person to either comment or to actually ask whether or not he's happy with it being a derby.
You can't say it's a derby, can you?
No. Well, I don't know. If they can set a game up on the top of the Taka Hill, that'd be
exactly.
And amongst the limestone rocks and things, that'd be fun.
Nice.
Someone's going to clarify this very shortly. I can feel it coming. FC Nelson first 11 taking on what's the derby? It's FC Nelson Karenni at Guppy Park. Be a great game.
So I watched the Karenni Richmond game. Richmond weren't far off. I don't think that scoreline reflected it fully, but Carini on the break, they are lightning quick. They've got natural footballers and quite a bit of skill. I think FC Nelson are going to combat them purely with experience. But if Carini can get behind them, behind their back line, man, they'll slot some goals. So,
and it's quite a young side, that FC Nelson side. I mean, it's got Chris Main and TJ in the middle, and you've got Mark Johnson at the back. So there is some experience.
Jono's not available this weekend.
Right.
He's got an ultra marathon run.
Yeah. Billy Scott still with them?
No.
Billy
he was on the sideline holding
baby.
Yeah. So he's fully. He said he'd help out where he can, but
I'm picking Carini.
There you go.
There's we played them in pre-season. They are very, very good.
Yeah,
they can be very, very good. They've got some lovely little footballers in there. Yeah. LeBou, everyone knows LeBou and how good he can be. Van Roland's now there as well when he's available. So
they've got to keep their heads. They have to keep their discipline, and if they do that, then I reckon there's going to be lots of upsets by them this year.
Nelson Suburbs reserves taking on Motueka, and I'll have to pick the reserves there at home. They, even though they got the draw against Rangers, they are looking pretty strong this year. And Motueka, there'll be a strong battle. They'll put up a good fight, but I think reserves will do it there.
Clint's taken that Motueka team this year, and they played Richmond in the pre-season. I went and watched, and he's got a very young side as well. And there's a fair bit of rebuilding going on there. He's got some old heads. He's still got Jimmy Latimer up front, but Jim can only do so much on his own. So
yeah, they're always good battlers though, eh? They always put up a good fight.
Yeah.
Southern League Women and Selwyn United had a bye. Cashmere Technical 3-0 over Coastal Spirit. Universities of Canterbury 2-0 over Horswell. And I was surprised with this one. Nelson Suburbs going down 3-2 to NW United. Let's look at the lineup, and NW United taking on Universities of Canterbury. Skip, what are your thoughts on that one? Just a guess, if you haven't been able to.
Again, universities are usually pretty strong.
Yes.
It is their holidays at the moment, so you don't know how many girls are away. But yeah, I think seeing parts of that game of the Nomads YMAC game, they're very physical. But again, I think universities probably have a wee bit too much for them.
Selwyn United versus Horswell. Going back to your Christchurch roots.
Mate. Horswell were a tough team in the day, I tell you. Oh, look, I've got no idea, really. I'll pass this one back to Skippy.
Again, Selwyn lost the first game 7-0.
Yes.
Had the bye last week.
Yeah.
So, extra week to prepare, maybe. Horswell haven't won a game yet.
Yeah.
Probably tight, I think.
Yeah.
I think the score lines shouldn't be reflected. I think that could be a tight one.
Draw.
Yeah.
Draw, there you go.
Boom.
Coastal Spirit taking on Nelson Suburbs. And they're a strong side, Coastal. So what are your thoughts, Stewie?
Well, interesting that they...
Although went down 3-0 to Cashmere.
The loss last week. So obviously anybody coming back from a loss is going to be hurting, and they'll be at home. They'll be reorganised. But what I've seen of the Nelson Suburbs team, they're a determined group of girls, and they're going to want to do way better than last week. And I think, Skip, that 3-2, I think it was pretty close.
Oh, it was. It was 2-2 for, I think it was 7 or 8 minutes left. Yeah. So,
so I'm coming off the loss last week. I'm going to pick Suburbs.
Good man. Southern League men, and the results: Dunedin City Royals 4-all with Ferrymead. How's that for a match? Selwyn, we'll come back to that one, the Selwyn game. FC 20 doing it tough again, going down 5-0 to Nomads. Then you've got Christchurch United only winning 4-3 against Universities of Canterbury. So what a good game that would have been. And then 4-all between Coastal Spirit and Cashmere. So great win by Nelson Suburbs away versus Selwyn. Tell us about that game, Skippy.
Again, always a good place to go. They've got a new artificial pitch down there, which is terrific. So the boys don't mind playing on it. We went down. We only had one real injury who didn't travel. Jordan Young didn't travel with a bad back. But we didn't start well. But we got a goal just before halftime, and sort of said to the boys at the halftime they've got to come out a bit brighter and a bit more energetic. And we scored 3 goals in 6 minutes and pretty much killed the game off. So, Now the boys did well, so we'll just keep going. We've got universities this week, and we'll look to get another 3 points on the road and get ready for Kashmir at home the week after.
All right, so let's go through the draw. University of Canterbury taking on Nelson Suburbs. What do you think? Well, I will give that one to you, Skippy, because you've got some background knowledge there. It's not going to be easy, is it? Because
we've got a few out as well. Leanan Wewell, the centre forward, he's gone back to England for 2 weeks for a family get together. Wardy's carrying a bit of an injury, so I don't know if Alex is going to be available. But yeah, we'll go down and do our best and hopefully can get the win. But yeah, I'd be hoping that we're winning those games, to be honest, if we're going to push and try to get into the top 3.
Christchurch United taking on Dunedin City Royals. You can just guess this one, Brockie.
Yeah, it's going to be Christchurch, I think. I just got a question for Skip, though. How many artificial pitches in Christchurch?
There is now. We've got Mainlands is getting redone, so that'll be a new one. You've got 2 out at Yaldhurst. There's 1 at Wymack. There's 1 at Selwyn. And I think there's due to go 1 in. There's another one going in on the east side, down near Linwood, New Brighton. I think that's the plan. So yeah, there'll be 6 or 7 by the end of this year, I would say.
That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here we are, still battling.
And also there's 1 in Colvington.
Stop it.
At the school. They've got a little 7-a-side one if you're ever driving fast. They go to Christchurch, they've got a 7-a-side one just to let everyone know.
Yeah. Well, anyway. the submissions are there, so you can make a submission into the long-term plan for if you want to back an artificial.
Certainly an ongoing discussion.
Yeah, sure. Needs to happen. Me
too. Anyway, so Christchurch United there.
Yeah,
Chris?
Kashmir Technical versus Selwyn. Kashmir had what did they do? They
4-4.
They drew, but Selwyn going down 5-0.
Yeah, so I don't know too much about Selwyn. Anybody would probably back Cash Tech in a game like that. But who knows?
Nomads versus Coastal Spirit. I'm picking Coastal there. They'll be too strong for Nomads. Back to you, Skippy. Ferrymead have been playing well, haven't they? Taking on FC 20. Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't see it getting any easier for FC 2011. No. I think it's going to be a tough one for them the whole season. Resources, it's a young side as well. Yeah, it'll be a Bays win, and unfortunately it'll be how many?
Overseas news, and PSG and Dortmund will meet in Champions League semi-finals after a chaotic night of action, apparently. So PSG 4-1, 4-6 or 6-4 on aggregate. PSG produced a stunning comeback as Mbappe scores twice, and Dortmund 4-2 against Atletico Madrid. So 5-4 on aggregate. Sabitzer sends Dortmund through in the semi-final after a thrilling tie. So it sounds like a couple of quite close games. And I think the other games are on Wednesday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So, yes, it's getting to the pointy end in the Champions League. Phoenix men, good comeback, wasn't it, against Melbourne?
Needed it.
Yeah. Needed it. And, geez, didn't Melbourne victory, though, pepper I mean, you've been talking a lot about Phoenix defence, and I think that was the first time I really, really noticed how they just stormed the box, and Victory just couldn't, although quite a few shots were going, around the post, or they just couldn't hit the target, could they? Or it was just, saved off the line. But
you can see they've worked on it. You can see that it's a big part of their game now, where in times gone by, we probably wouldn't have been able to sit in and stay in a game for long times and concede, but you can see the coach has been working on it, and they just are hard to break down, and you see the frustrations, and then they can go up the other end and nick one. So
which is what they did. You've followed the Phoenix over the years. How have you found them this year?
I think they've hunkered down at the back, like Skippy says, and like you look at the other team attacking, and there'll be 6 guys there, right, against 3 or 2. That's like they're just working really well as a team, which is fantastic, leading into these finals. So, and just been confirmed that home final is on the 18th of May.
Yeah, right.
Saturday 6 o'clock. So anyone out there, get over there. We're going, already booked flights, accommodation, and hope to see we get a good group of Nelson people over there. Whoever's listening.
Absolutely.
Right, we need that.
Do we know who they're playing? Has that been confirmed?
No,
not yet.
No, just
no. I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah. So they're away to the Newcastle Jets this Friday, 9:45, so you can do some late night viewing, but Newcastle sort of further down the way. I suppose, what's going to be the mindset, because you've got finals coming up. Is it that important to win the minor premiership? What will they be going through? Will they be trying to rest, or they're just going to go for it?
Personally think from the Phoenix they will be. They will want to. They will be wanting to break every record they've ever
got close to before.
Close to before. So their mindset, I believe, will be to win every game right through.
Just keep that momentum going.
And hopefully Central Coast drop a point. Because they got us on goal difference, which will be hard to do to a defensive nature. We're not going to score more than them. But if we can front up, get a result against the Jets, and then we've got MacArthur.
Yes.
At home.
That'll be a strong game.
There's a few of us going over for that. That's on Saturday night in a couple of weeks. So that'll be cool. Finish the season proper off, and hopefully we get a bit of silverware there.
Get the W. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Brilliant.
Another round of Premier Division. So, okay, what's your colours, Paul? Who do you follow in the?
Oh yeah, I don't really. Like back in my day, Tottenham. Glenn Hoddle days. Aussie Ardelis. So way back. That's a while back now, but no, I haven't really.
Remember that cup final, Aussie Ardelis, and there was another Argentinian player that dribbled through the box.
Oh yeah, they were just gold back then, So, but I don't keep too much of an eye on it. Don't have Sky either, so it doesn't help.
Jeez, how does he survive? Does he come around to your place all the time?
Pretty much.
Oh, I go to coat hangers. Mike Delaney.
Yes. Shares it between them.
I got mates. Like mates with boats. You don't even know if you got mates with boats.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so the lineup: Luton taking on Brentford. Well, Luton had a tough one against Man City. Sheffield and Burnley. Well, Sheffield, both those definitely need 3 points, don't they? Wolves and Arsenal, and we'll come back to that, because what a weekend. Man alive. Everton, Nottingham Forest, and again, both teams fighting to get out of that bottom three. Crystal Palace upset the apple cart, so they're taking on West Ham. Aston Villa upset the apple cart. They take on Bournemouth, and Fulham and Liverpool, and Fulham beat West Ham. So what's going to be the match of the round there, do we think? Well, put it this way, probably all eyes are going to be on Arsenal and Wolves and Liverpool and Fulham, because they both lost on the weekend, stymieing their chances. And now Man City, Phil Thompson,
2 points.
Aren't they aggravating?
Stick their head
They
up.
just won't go away, will they? They just know how to win at the pointy end, don't they? And so what are your thoughts, Skippy? Liverpool, what happened there?
Yeah, weren't great, to be honest. Watched it, stayed up and watched it. Yeah, it just didn't get going. And it's been the last 2 games now, 3 games since Man United. So I think you can say we're probably gone. I would say just on the way we're playing. So yeah, but I think it'll be Arsenal and Man City fighting it out. I don't think Liverpool will see out the season that well.
Jeez,
and that hurts to say, but
they did create their chances. Oh, I forgot to say, who do you follow? You Liverpool man.
Yeah, it's been hard to watch the last couple.
I think
of ideas and
the look on the player's face at the end of the game the other day. I think they know as well.
But they got caught on the hot, really, didn't they? They were peppering their goal. It just wouldn't go in, would it?
That's been the problem, though.
Yeah.
You got to score them, and we were scoring before then, and we've gone off the boil a little bit. So you can say things might happen and change, but yeah, we all need to win every game now if we want to even be close.
And someone's got to upset Man City. Arsenal and Aston Villa. Man, what happened there?
It's funny. The Monday Night Football, and it's on YouTube. They did after the game, they did a Monday Night review with Jamie Carragher on how Arsenal's press and how Villa's coach set up to play through it. It's very, very interesting because he used to coach Arsenal.
Yes.
And it was and they literally did it every time. And it was interesting to see. I know they were late goals, but yeah, that was Arsenal were at home as well.
Yes, they were.
That's a massive result.
And, there was one goal, and then again, how Arsenal didn't score. And then he's down the other end, he gets the second, and that's it. It breaks your heart, doesn't it? If you're on the opposition team, and certainly when you're dominating the game.
Yeah. And with Arsenal being in this position last year, might just start a few boys. Yeah. And depends if they lose tomorrow to Bayern Munich as well, and they're out of the Champions League. It could be the toughest week of the season.
So let's have a look at the table, and at the top, there they are.
Yep.
2 points ahead. Phil Thompson rubbing his hands. Just he'd be saying he would be confident all the time. It was never going to be in doubt. And it's all to do.
We need to find somebody else that backs Man City so we don't have to keep referencing Phil Thompson.
We don't have to listen to him. That's right. But probably even more interesting is down the bottom because, okay, Sheffield definitely look as though
they're gone.
They're gone. Burnley look gone, potentially. But it's all to do Luton, Nottingham Forest and Everton. Mm. And Chris Wood's trying, isn't he? I mean, he's been scoring some goals.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
He's doing everything he can, I think.
I felt sorry for Burnley. Did you see their game?
I missed that. No.
They were 1-0 up, and I think it was about 5 minutes, and they've passed it back to the keeper, and he's missed it. And it's rolled under his foot, and they've conceded for the draw. They were winning, 4 minutes left.
Who were they playing, Skippy?
They were 1-0 up against Brighton. And he's literally left. He's looked up to see where the defender was, and it's literally just gone under his foot. And I felt so sorry for him. He was deviled.
He'd shrink down, wouldn't he?
Yeah, because those 3 points would have got them. They would have been on 22, 3 points off Luton. Would have kept them alive. So, it's a big one, big blunder, pressure.
It's all to do, and it's not long to go. So it's going to be very interesting. And actually, Tottenham not doing too bad under their Aussie coach. He's been very impressive, hasn't he? Yeah, I've been very impressed. I've been saying to watch Tottenham again just because of that fact, to see them play, and they play very good football. Yeah. So, but Aston Villa, man, they'd be pretty happy with where they're at the moment. So there we go.
Did you ever have a chance to meet him? Brox? No.
When Jeremy was playing, I think it might have been, was it Graham Arnold coaching?
Oh, yeah.
In your Central League days, who was the coach? Can you remember?
I think Trevor Thompson might be manager.
Right.
He was manager. He was involved. Who else was coaching? Simonson? No, I don't know. No, I can't remember.
No,
too long ago.
Yes.
I'm worried about the coach. It was more the aftermatch, mate.
Brilliant.
Lucky the game's professional these days, isn't it, Stu?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But hey, look, thanks very much for coming in, Stu. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the effort you make to keep the ship alive and keep it going forward. And it'll be interesting to see what the clubs think next month when they vote and whether they are looking for change or, whether they say keep flying the flag, Stu. So it's great to have you at that seat, mate.
Big push at the moment. Butsy is girls and women's football, obviously. So that's a real focus on all the clubs at the moment.
Oh, and we must make mention, just quickly, and we can't go through it all, but the draw for the cups are coming out. So
So they're already on the Nelson Bays football website.
Yes.
First round of the divisional cups.
Yeah.
So that was drawn 2 weeks ago at one of our football meetings with referees were present and representatives of the clubs as well. So it was good. They're all cut up into little bits of paper and put in hats, and everyone drew a different game out. So there's some tough battles in that first round. And that's going to be on the 1st of June, I think.
Yeah, 1st of June, round 1. Round 2, 27th of July, round 3, and finals day, 7th of September. And last year, finals day was in Golden Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
it was a great day.
So no plans yet?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, there's always this talk that, it'd be nice to share it around the region. But with so many games on in that one day, it just has to be at a venue that's got enough grounds. Yeah, which inevitably over the past has either been between Saxon Field or Jubilee Park, or I think FC Nelson probably had it and tried to get Neil Park ready, but I don't know who's going to be doing it this year.
Watch the space. And also the calling bin, the 10-minute calling bin.
Yeah.
What's happening this year?
So the sin bin.
Someone got sent off for dissent on Saturday.
Yeah, they
not going to mention the club, but that's good to see.
I was really disappointed. So one of the things that we introduced 3 years ago was the president's working group. So the president of every club comes together once a month. We sit down and we talk about how to make football better in the region, not necessarily just in your own club. And one of the things that all the presidents that have agreed to do is try and stamp out dissent in our region. We want to be the first region in New Zealand to have no dissent for a season. Well, game one.
First game, bang.
Yeah. there weren't very many cards across the senior leagues, divisions. I think maybe 6 or 7, I think, but I'm disappointed that was just that one dissent that resulted ultimately into a red card, wasn't it? So.
Speaking to our coaches from the games of the weekend, they said all the games were pretty much well played in a really good spirit, and yeah, it was good to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we do have more referees this year than we did last year.
Fantastic.
Which is real promising as well. So big push on that as well.
We've got to make sure we keep them.
Yeah.
So just explain that card, Stu.
Yeah. So sin bin. So it's only obviously if you have a match with an official referee.
Yep.
And it's 10 minutes. So it's for dissent only.
I call him off like said Skippy.
Yeah, it's a
cooling off. But I think the one red we got was the guy with sin bin, and then he came back on, and then he was
straight back
kept going.
Yeah.
So they're trying to stomp it out, which is brilliant, and they have to because I think that's the only way to stop it.
Okay, so maybe a bucket of cold water on the sideline might help.
The cold sponge.
I won't mention the player, but when it first came into the Mainland League, one of our players, senior players, who knows who he is, he threw the chair.
Yeah,
that you had to sit on. He threw it on the bank.
I think for football as well, Skip, you'll clarify this. I think a little bit better than the rest of us. It can have a real negative impact on your team,
100%,
just by having that one person.
Yep, made a huge difference. Yeah, being down to 10 men, even for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
because it's a whole momentum swing. So
the call out to all the clubs and teams are
don't do it.
So just don't do it.
Behave yourselves. Yeah,
and if you're one of those players that does do it, then you're letting the rest of the team down.
Play nicely.
There's no need at our level.
I think the 10 minutes is good. I like that idea.
I did a really good research actually over summer, Butsy, that on average, a referee is correct 98% of the time.
No way.
Yeah. I know.
No chat.
Which actually equals to about, they only make up to, on average, 5 errors in a game, and those errors are generally out of sight errors, so they actually didn't see it happen anyway. As opposed to a player, there's about 55 reasons they can lose possession.
Jeez.
So why are we picking on the refs? We should be actually hassling our own players for errors.
Good point.
It is.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Brockie.
Thank you, Chris.
Great to have you in, mate. And well-known footballer around the region for years, and keep it going, mate. And looking forward to seeing you back on the.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Jeremy involved somehow too. You know, as a once a month, or especially leading up to Christchurch in July.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can link him up from Townsville, what he's thinking, and I think it'd be quite good.
Yeah. Well, welcome on the show anytime. We have the technology. We might be able to zoom him in or something.
Yeah.
So be keen on that. Thank you, Skippy. Good luck this weekend. It's going to be a tough trip, but I'm sure the boys will be up for it.
Yeah, we've started well.
That's it. My thanks to our sponsor, the Turf Hotel, Stu Reid, of course, Paul Brockie and Ryan Skippy Stewart, and of course, Bayes Joinery for their support. You can catch this and other podcasts on mbstalknelson.co.nz, our social media channels, and Spotify, MBS Talk Nelson. We'll see you again next week on the Bayes Joinery Football Focus.
Cheers.
What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.